Hey, all happy Monday. We have a fantastic distillery review for you today. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Redwood Empire.
There's a lot more. We're not just doing these four. This is a new one, and we haven't tasted this yet. So we figured we'd kind of toss it in the video, right? So stay tuned. I think till the end we're going to give you our
Screaming Titan.
honest thoughts. This is a weeder, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The brand new limited release weeder.
But we have, I think it's 11, unless I'm suck at counting, which is a possibility. I failed math in school several times. But there's 11 different ones. Some of them are core releases like these three. Mm-hmm. Some of them are limited, maybe not allocated being the right term, but more limited.
Sure.
And I didn't realize how many that they actually had until you put them all out on the bar top. We're not going to be trying all 11. We're going to be going over some. I don't want to be loaded.
We can't taste them all. We're only going to be tasting, well, at least for me, I can speak for myself. I'm only going to be tasting what's you see right here. I'm really looking forward to the Screaming Titan there, the new weeder. See where that lies. Their limited releases, Trenton, are usually pretty fantastic.
I haven't really been disappointed with one yet. Now we haven't tried this one, so I could be disappointed. Yeah. And there's one over there I haven't tried, which I'm going to be going over to.
Really?
I don't know if you've tried it or not.
Yeah, I probably have.
Yeah, it's open, so I'm assuming you took a little swig out of it before the video started or whatever.
Not before the video, no.
But what do we have up here?
Well, let's get started right with their core releases, which will be right here. They have a rye whiskey, which is called the Emerald Giant. They have their bourbon, which is Pipe Dream. And they have a Burrye. Right?
Oh, it's a Burrye.
It is a Burrye, so that's the Lost Monarch. So we'll start over here with Trenton. I've got it set up here with glasses, so the two glasses are set up right in each bottle where they belong. Okay. Let's start with the rye whiskey.
Oh, yep.
We're going to start with the rye whiskey first. Emerald Giant, 90 proof. I got it from Harry's, $35. I did see on their website it's 40, but I picked it up.
With the deal.
I picked it up. All of them over at Harry's place are $35. Boom, boom, boom. $35. 90 proof, boom, boom, boom. All about the same. So between $35 and $40 for the three of their core releases. This is a 95.5 rye, Trenton. So and the blend is between 3 and 5 year barrels are in the blend here. 95.5 rye, 95% rye, 5% malted barley.
So like a 3 to 5 year MGP rye blend for $35.
Yes.
That sounds pretty good to me. It smells really good.
Price points in that are fantastic with Redwood Empire.
I don't think that I've had this. I haven't had this in a very long time. When I first got into it, I had like the core 3, and I have an interesting story about the Lost Monarch, but this smells like really, really good.
I think you're going to love it, Trent. It's a very traditional 95.5 rye on the palate and on the nose. Ooh. it zips you right in here, right?
It could be me. Because I did have some charred broccoli before we did the video about an hour ago.
Don't be burping that, whatever you do.
No, I don't. I can't promise that. We're starting. It does have a little bit of this like tangy, this burnt tanginess, like a bitter tangy flavor. But for $35, I really can't complain about it.
I really like it. I used it quite often mixing too. When I had the original bottle. I never replaced it. All right, moving on. Pipe Dream. 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley, and this blend is 4 to 12 years. So you kind of have a little bit of a disparity there. So between 4 and 12 year barrels were used in this blend. So you know.
4 to 12 barrels or 4 to 12 years?
4 to 12 years on the barrels that were in the blend. So I have no idea to tell you how many 4-year barrels there was, how many 12-year barrels.
Probably 1%.
I'm just saying.
12-year.
That's all right. I mean, I'd say at least they're being, out there up front for the consumer. This is information. If I can find the information, it's easy to find, Trent.
Yes. Yeah. This kind of smells like a dino chicken nugget. A little bready, like the crust.
Do you still eat dino chicken nuggets?
No, our friend Virginia does.
Okay, though. I know you used to.
I thought dino nuggets were kind of overrated. I do like it. I wish we knew the percentages. Also, did you say 75, 21, 4?
Correct.
So that sounds like an MGP mash bill. If I had to guess.
Now, we did look at the bottles ahead of time, and what did it say, Trent? You got a better memory than me. You're younger. Distilled in California, Kentucky, Indiana.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
So we're kind of all over the place.
So you're kind of, they have a little bit of sourcing going on there. They got some of their own juice in here too.
So the 12-year might be Dickel.
And you can kind of tell a little bit, just a little bit.
Huh, I didn't think about that until I tasted it, but I was like, this is awful minerally. Mm-hmm. Not in a bad way, like we've had some pretty minerally stuff before.
Let's keep in mind, in reference of our conversation that we're having about this specific bottle, it's $35.
Right.
Harry's right now, $35. Keep that in mind.
You get a little chocolatey type of a note, like a dense chocolate.
Yeah, it's kind of hinging on a candy bar note, just not real rich. Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of getting there. A little bit of minerality, though. There's no question about that.
Not bad.
All right, moving over to the Lost Monarch. I've heard more about this bottle from so many folks through the years than either one of these two. I don't know if that's a fan favorite. If it is, please let us know in the comments. I believe it is, just by how many comments and messages that I've had concerning Lost Monarch. And it's real simple, and I think it's kind of genius on their part to have a third core release, because all it is, Trenton, is 60% of this same Emerald Giant juice combined with 40% of the Pipe Dream juice.
Oh, okay.
So they're combining basically these two bottles, 60%, 40%, to come up with the Burr Rye Lost Monarch.
Now, I just try this, and I like it. It's interesting because when we did the first bourbonish video that we did was like the whiskeys I regret buying, or it was something more along the negative side of maybe products that you might steer away from. I selected this to put in that video. I did not like this on the first go around. I don't know if I got a bad bottle. I know I have 2 bottles at home, and I do like one of them. So maybe I got a tainted cork in one of them or something, but the other one just has this really off profile, which is why I got another one. I wanted to see if it was just the individual bottle I had or what. But I'm glad I didn't, because I do like this. I'm learning more and more that I'm not the biggest fan of like a Boo Rye or Burr Rye or however the heck you say it.
I've been waiting my turn. You're not done.
But I do think this is a really good attempt. Very smart to combine these two to take your core lineup.
Sure.
An extra bottle.
Yeah, absolutely. It's genius, actually. I was going to say as well, folks, I've said it several times, on our different videos, so the folks that have seen it before, I personally am not a monster fan of Burr Rye in general. There's only a couple that I can say that I kind of liked. I think one of them was that Wild Turkey Master's Keep thing that they had. That was pretty good. And High West, actually, is the one they put out. Is pretty good. For the most part, though, kind of not for me.
I actually am not a big fan of that High West Boo Rye. For $124.99, and this could be a whole topic for another video. I think it's a bad deal for the bottle.
I didn't get into
I like this
cost
better than
comparisons, so I just thought it was.
Yeah.
Do you really?
I do.
It's been a long time. I'd have to break it out again. I still think I have one.
Granted, I think the High West, the viscosity is a little bit better, but this one to me is just like this. It's real soft. It's real subtle. It's it's 90 proof, right? Yeah,
yes,
it's 90 proof.
90
it's
proof.
$35.
Easy drinkers. Yeah,
better deal for the money.
It clicks a little lower on the scale, just for me personally, for the reasons that I've stated already, guys. So don't take that. Take that as a grain of salt, really. So.
Well, we have. Apart from, do you want to go over those? You want to finish with this?
You can, sure, yeah. Whatever you want to do.
I don't know what I want to do.
Well, here's the thing. Redwood Empire has some fantastic limited releases. They really do. Some of them are outstanding. They're all pretty good. And to me, it seems to be that they're all efficiently priced. This one here, just for an example, since it's out on the bar right now, was $80. $78 actually to be exact at Harry's, minus the tax for the Screaming Titan for that one.
This is their wheated.
Yep, and mash bill's right there on the label too, if you want to read it.
59% corn, 30% wheat, 4% malt, 7% rye. This is a toasted and char 3, 96 proof. Batch 1, 50 barrels in production.
Yeah.
For this one. Well, let's try this now. It's got me excited.
Okay. We'll do that.
And then we'll go over the other few. But
I completely got lucky on this one. Harry had this one left, and I think it might be something you might want to pick a fight with him, because he said he forgot to tell you that it was in. I actually popped in, what was it, Friday or Saturday, to pick up the Emerald Giant. You go, oh, I have one left. Do you want one? Okay,
and
sure.
you don't twist my leg.
Right.
It's pretty subtle on the nose. I get this, again, I get a little bit of a chocolate, like a rich milk chocolate type of thing there, but it's pretty subtle otherwise. I really gotta like do the thing. Wow, that chocolate is pretty on the nose, man. Holy crap.
Of course, I had a little bit of sip of this. I had a little bit a couple days ago.
I need to go into everything assuming that whatever we're tasting, you've tried.
I was winking at the camera, and I kind of smiled a little bit here, and I was kind of a little silent to see what you thought of it when you tasted it. But I'm all over that chocolate note, Trenton, and it's real soft on the palate. That wheater is extremely smooth on the palate. Seems to be relatively viscous. Nice sip.
If you've ever had just a regular chocolate glazed donut from Dunkin' Donuts, we're not sponsored, but Dunkin' Donuts donuts are not great. They're actually quite bad. But I do like a chocolate long john here and there. There's just something about it.
Really?
No filling though.
Wow.
The filling in donuts is just disgusting.
Oh no, that's not. No.
Nothing should ooze out of it when you bite into a donut. I'm sorry. You just can't. This is really reminiscent of a chocolate frosted donut from Dunkin' Donuts with a little sprinkles. It's a little confectionery.
Yeah.
But I do like it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'd say I would go out and buy this for $80.
Yeah.
Not upset about it.
I would too. Now, while you're enjoying that for a second, Trent, let me trot out a couple other things that they have here.
Man.
This is one that I picked up.
You want to we'll push this into
All
its
right.
the little categories here.
This
Starters.
is the Devil's Tower. This is their high rye bourbon. So this is 45% rye, 51% corn, so on and so forth. Also very good. This is one actually that surprised me, the Foggy Burl. They're 100% malted barley, American single malt. As I spoke in our single malt videos, American single malt videos, I'm not real fond of some of the bigger distilleries and what they put out as far as their single malts are concerned. But this one's pretty good. I'll have to grant you that. They also come out.
This one.
Which one are you looking for?
That's the one I wanted to
Okay.
try because I have not had this before and I'm excited.
I don't know which batches that I have here. I can't afford to buy every batch of everything that comes out, but they also have their Bottle and Bond series that come out, the Grizzly Beast. What was the name of this one? They always have some pretty cool names and labels.
Rocket Top.
Rocket Top.
What the?
Rocket Top. Yeah, they always have some really neat graphics on their labels.
This smells like
Really
fruit
neat
striped gum. They discontinued fruit striped gum. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yep. It was like me and Kent were talking about something. We had a product. It might have been a Journeyman or something that had a very fruit striped gum profile to it.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days later in the news, it was like fruit striped gum discontinued after, I don't know, 46 years or something ridiculous like that.
Wow. Who'd have thunk? I've had a few sticks of that in my day.
Holy cow. I might steal this from you. That's good.
Oh.
It's bright. So this is the summer 2022 bottling. This is batch 2, Matt. 87% rye, 5% wheat, 5% malted barley, 3% corn. So this is like a 4-grain rye.
Go figure.
Interesting.
I haven't looked at it in a while. Believe it or not, there was a gentleman, and I apologize, I forgot your name, that got these for me back when we hardly saw any Redwood Empire. Remember that? We'd hardly ever see any. We'd hardly ever see any Redwood Empire in our area. He bought these for me, and he had a trip, and I met him on the highway up in our area.
Like on a shoulder? You just pulled over on the shoulder?
Well, he got off the highway. Of course, met him at a gas station or something. But yeah, he got these two for me back then.
This smells like a piece of licorice got stuck in a pipe somewhere. It's got this plumbing-y type of a vibe to it. It smells really good, though. Can you smell it? Like a plumbing pipe?
Oh, sure.
PVC?
Sure.
Wow. I'm surprised they don't do a blue. It drives me nuts that they don't have 3 in this lineup. Like do a Monarch, a blue Lost Monarch, whatever the blue rye. I don't know, 100 proof.
Some of my favorites over there in Trenton.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
This is the Pipe Dream Cask Strength. We went over this.
Straight up milk chocolate candy bar in that thing, in that bottle.
I'm surprised you
Fabulous.
haven't finished this just yet. Well, it's getting there. It's getting
there.
pretty close.
Me too.
Then you have, what is this? The Lost Monarch Cask Strength.
Also
Also
good.
very good. And then you have the Emerald Giant cask strength. So it's their core offering, just a cask strength. I think this was, oh wow, this is a lot of bottles from Redwood Empire.
Yes, it is.
I can honestly say that apart from the bad bottle that I had at Redwood Empire, I haven't been very disappointed. I will say though, Foggy Burrow was not something that was up my alley. I did like it, but as somebody who is a little bit, I wouldn't say new, somebody who's getting into single malts a little bit more,
right?
I wish it had more of a sherry influence. That's what I like. So it's all a matter of preference for that. And it wasn't the cheapest. That was probably one of the most expensive things up here. I think that the American single malt, or the single malt, was the most expensive one on here.
It's a little bit malt forward. I'll grant you that. And that's probably not quite up your style at this point. Getting back here real quick before we wrap up, Trent. Let's get back to our core releases here. Shoot. The rye, the bourbon, and the burr rye over here. How would you rank those three? I think all their limited stuff is really, really great.
I would definitely put their rye first. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I don't know who it comes from. It's probably a mix of MGP, a couple other places. I don't know. I think I like the. I'm on the fence about which one is in second and third place for me. If I had to pick one in the core lineup, I'd get the rye all day. I think it's a good pour. I think it's a good mixer, a little combination of both. It's fantastic.
Okay. This may shock you, may not shock you, but number one on my list is the rye. I think it's really good.
All right.
For $35, I think it's spectacular for the money. I really do. I think it's their best bang for the buck in their core releases. I would place them just as you see them. I'd go with the bourbon next, and for the reasons that I've stated, the burr rye, which is still a pretty good sip, especially for that price point. Yeah. I would put it in my third place. But for me, Trenton, I think Redwood Empire is a fantastic distillery doing great things. And I love the direction they're going, and keep up the good work is all I can say.
I would be remiss. What does that mean?
Remiss?
Yeah. So like sad?
Yeah.
I would be sad if I didn't mention something that is not on the bar top here from Redwood Empire. It is their Haystack Needle series, and they go anywhere from like 9 to, I have a 14-year red or a cab finish at home. It's cask strength. Unreal.
Trent, let me taste that
once. It's a store pick.
Wow.
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
I know Redwood Empire, I think, is starting to do single barrel store picks, so you might see those coming in your area sometime soon. That's what I heard through the grapevine.
Nice.
But if you see a Haystack Needle, again, they're 9 to 14 years-ish, I think, cask strength. They're different finishes, so you might not see the cab finish. You might, I don't know what else they have.
Sure.
The 14-year I have, I paid like $199 for. A lot of money, don't get me wrong. For a 14-year source product, that's a lot of money. I would buy it again all day.
I would too.
Probably the top 10 bottles I've ever had.
I don't have one. I just sneak a sip of Trenton's when he lets me.
And that's why I have that much left.
If I saw one, I would buy one as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, this has been fun, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally got it in. We tried a few times, but we got it done. And we had a lot of requests for this, too.
Please come out with the Bottled and Bond Blue Label so my OCD can really be complete, because it's driving me nuts. There should be 12, not 11. Get it together, Redwood Empire. Great job otherwise.
We're going to stop there before we get in more trouble. That's all we got for you today, folks. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and see you next time right down here with Trent and me in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.